Everyone. um, I see a lot of Santiment team members have joined. Let's see, maybe someone else outside of Santiment will also join. Hello, backup by. I don't know how to spell your name, so nice to meet you. Hello. Ah, okay. We just spoke with. Mhm. Yeah, so I hope everything goes well. I might have some internet problems or electricity problems. There was some storms where I am right now. It's not raining now, but yeah, who knows? So if I disappear, then you should know. Maybe internet went down. Mm. Hello. Okay, so maybe we can start. So welcome everyone to the Sanqueries demo. I will share my screen right now. Okay, so yeah, I have a short presentation and then I'll show you what we have. Yeah. We want to present to you one new product that we're developing, which we call Sanqueries. It is a very early version, so we just released it last week, the first version, and there is a lot of work on it, but you can already use it. So let's see what it is. In Santiment, we provide data. So there's related to cryptocurrencies. We provide a lot of blockchain data, also social data and pricing data, development activity on GitHub. And so in order to compute this, we have to gather some raw data, put it in our database, and then we do some computations and we produce metrics. But maybe we don't actually produce all the computations that you guys need. So maybe for some of you, it will be better if you just give you access to the raw data. And this is what we are planning to do now. So Sanqueries is an SQL interface which gives you access to our database where we keep most of the raw data that we use to compute metrics, including our metrics. We're using the ClickHouse database, which is probably the fastest database for analytics right now on the market. And it is quite impressive. So you can get 10 to 100 times more faster queries than competitive products. So yeah, that's what we've done. So let me show you now how to access it. So you can go to this website, app.santiment.net/queries. The website is not visible on our main Sunbase page because the product is not yet finished. We're still developing it, but you can use it right now and you can try it out, see what happens, and see what you like about it, what you don't like about it. And also we have this Discord channel called Sanqueries. You're welcome to join and to discuss any queries that you're running or to ask any questions or to give any feedback for what we should do next and what we should improve. That's those are the basics. Just have in mind that this is a very early release and we'll be continuously improving it. There are some rough edges, but even now, we believe that you can get a lot of benefit from using this tool. So that is why we are announcing it so early. So let me show you what it is. Okay. And by the way, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I think everyone can say something, right? I think Discord allows anyone to say anything, so maybe someone should say hello just to make sure.
Hello, hello. Yeah,
Oh,
we
hello.
can unmute ourselves.
Okay, great. Yeah. Okay. So, this is our main page for Sanqueries right now. You have an area where you can write your query, you can get the results. But we don't have any documentation. So the most important thing to know is that we're using ClickHouse as the database behind it. And ClickHouse allows for some queries which can tell you what tables we have. And there is this very simple query, show tables. I can execute it. And then I can see all the tables that we are currently exposing. So those are not all the tables that we have. We'll be adding more later. But this is just what we're starting with. So as you can see, maybe you can guess what some tables contain. So for example, we have BTC balances. So this table contains balances of Bitcoin addresses and over time. And what else? So we have ERC20 transfers. So this is transfers of ERC20 tokens. Ethereum transfers. Here you have this table. We have a table GitHub v2, which contains GitHub events for all repositories on GitHub. We use this table to compute development activity, but the raw events are there, so you can explore and play with that. Okay, we have several other tables. All of our metrics that you see on Sunbase, you can also access them here. There are several tables which contain metrics. One is called daily metrics v2, and then there's one called intraday metrics. Basically, any metric that you can see on our web interface, you can also get the data for it from with the right SQL query. So, okay, let's check something. For example, let's take a look at one of those tables, for example, Ethereum transfers. So I can, to understand what the table contains, there are several ways. One way which I like to do is just to select all from the table. But this will give me all the records. That will not work. So I should just get a small number of records, let's say 5 records, then execute. Notice that it took less than a second to run this query. So for a lot of the queries, this prog should be very fast. And in general, for same queries and same data, it should be much to use it compared to competitive product. So, okay, here you can see some transfer, right? There was this address, Genesis, it transferred to this other address, some amount of it. Actually, those first transfers that we see, those are the, here we record the initial distribution of Ethereum from the ICO. So on the first block of Ethereum, there were some ICO participants and they got some ETH in exchange for the money that they gave. And here you can see a record of that happened in 2015. But yeah, you can see here the general shape of this table. So there is a timestamp when the transfer happened, the from address, the to address, and the value. Um, and then there are some other additional fields which maybe not so important. Okay, so what can we do with this table? Let's try to get something. So here is, for example, let's assume that I want to know, I'm interested in what Vitalik has been doing recently. So I need to find, I would like to see, are there any interesting transfers with addresses that he has? So let's look for some address of Vitalik Buterin. So we Google. Okay. Does this address belong to Vitalik? Yeah. This address is associated with the ENS name vitalik.it. So let's copy and let's see what we have. So let's look at all the transfers did from his address to other addresses. Yeah. Okay, so here I use a function lower to convert the others into lowercase. And let's take just 5 of the transfers. All right. So here we can see some of his transfers. Yeah, he did one in 2016, and then there's several recent ones, including apparently he burned it for some reason, or yeah. No, that is oh, that's a transaction fee. Okay. So one of his transactions, he also burned some meat to do the transaction. Okay, so let's see how many transfers we have recorded. Okay, 1,313. Now let's check something more interesting. So maybe he sent the funds many times to the same address. Let's check if that is true, and let's see which are those addresses to where he sent the biggest amounts. So this is the address is in the to column. The value we have to sum it, and then because the data is stored in not in it but in way, we have to divide to get the value in it. So if you have to divide by 10 to the 18. Okay. So we get this data from transfers, and we have to group by the two address. And let's just get not everything, but let's say the top 20. So we have to order by total sent. in decreasing order and just get the top 20. So, okay, wow, less than a second. You can try a similar query in some of our other SQL products that are on the market and then try to compare the speed. But okay, so here we can see that there is one others where he sent 50,000 hits. Most probably that others also belongs to Vitalik. And we have several other addresses with smaller amounts of smaller funds. So yeah, we can track what Vitalik is doing. I want to show you one other query, which again uses this table. So, but this query is a little bit more complicated. As you know, recently, the merge is happening. So the first phase will be on September the 6th. The next one will be between 10th and 15th, 20th of September. And after that, Ethereum will migrate from proof of work to proof of stake. And you know, maybe that in proof of stake, we're going to have two chains. One is called the beacon chain, which is only used for validating blocks. And then the old Ethereum chain will continue working, but it will no longer use proof of work. And on this execution chain, all the transactions will actually be executed and it will contain all the state. So the beacon chain has been running for some time already, and there are a lot of validators. So we could explore a little bit what is happening with those validators. In order to become a validator, you have to transfer 32 ETH at least to a staking contract, and those 32 ETH are frozen there, so you cannot take them out. And even after the merge, for a lot of time, you will not be able to take them out. Maybe it will be possible to do so maybe 6 months after the merge, at least. So this kind of means that if you stake and if you put your ETH there, you have a lot of faith in it. So if you have a lot of people that are staking, that is probably means that a lot of people have a lot of faith in it, and yeah, that's a good sign. So let us check how much ETH is staked there. So first, I need to find the Ethereum staking address. Yeah. Okay, here it is. So now I can again take a look at the people that have transferred money to this address. So I can do the same. Select from some value. let's get the top 10 stakers. But I will, this is a very similar query to the one that I did for Vitalik, but I will make one change here. We have, this is might run, but this table ETH transfers, it is not optimized to filter by the two address that we have. So if I run this query, it might not complete on time. We have a special table called ETH transfers _2, and it contains the same data, but it is optimized when you want to filter by the two address. So, okay, I can try to run and see what happens. Okay, it finished in 1.6 seconds. That's, yeah, again, not bad. And yeah, here we can see the top stakers. So there is one who's staked 4 million ETH. That's quite impressive. Let's see who this is. Okay, that's Lido. And they have been very successful in funds and staking them. Let's see some of the others. So the next one. Okay. This is, we don't know who that is. At least Etherscan doesn't know. No. But they're pretty big. Okay, so we have yeah, several other very big stakers. Now I will show you, there's one query that I've prepared already. And it will show you how staking has been going over time. You can, on this tool, you can save your query and then you can run it later. So I have this one called take it in USD over time. So this one is a little bit more complicated, but yeah, I can share it later in Sanqueries channel, so you can try to play with it yourself. What we do here is we want to take a look at starting from October 2020. We want to see how much has been staked for each month until now. And we also, here we're going to join the amount in it to the average price for the each day when this staking happened. And so we can estimate for every month when those people decided to stake their ETH, how much did they spend in dollar amount? Okay, let's try it out. Okay, 0.3 seconds. That's, yeah, pretty good again. So here is the data. Maybe this is not so easy to understand, but well, we can read it. As you can see, in November last year, people staked $1.5 billion. So again, in December, in August, it was 2.5 billion. That's quite impressive. But actually, you can export this data and you can visualize it if you like. So to do that, we have a button here, which when you click, you download the CSV. And then let's choose, for example, Google Sheets to look at this data. So okay, now it worked. And I can have a chart. So here you can see the blue line is how much people staked in dollar amount over this time per each month. The red line is the average price of Ethereum for this month. We saw that the top address is from Lido, and I think yeah, they were very successful at the beginning of this year. So here you can see this very big increase of amount that was being staked per month. So yeah, they were very successful to attract a lot of stakers during this time. And yeah, this is the result. So I'd like to show a comparable query in Dune. So Dune is another product which allows to do queries on blockchain data. So let's take a look at Ethereum staking. Here we have some chart. And here we have one chart for yeah, for total ETH deposited to the Beacon chain over time. So here it's weekly, we had it monthly, that's fine. So this is very similar to what we have. So we converted it in dollars. Here you have it in ETH, but it's basically the same thing. Okay, so let's try to run it. Okay, that's not bad. It took 5 seconds. I think we were 10 times faster. Last run took 22 seconds, but yeah, okay. I guess the database had a higher load at that time. Yeah, so that's it. You can try this tool out. You can go and check the URL that I showed you. It is app.santiment.net/queries, and you can try to play with it. So if you have any questions, you can reach us at the Sanqueries channel. And if you'd like us to write a query for you, you want some data, but you don't know how to get it, again, you can ask us in the Sanqueries channel. And if you find something that you would like us to improve, again, go there and tell us. we will be actively developing this tool, and yeah, we hope that we can make it into something very useful to you. And in the meantime, over the next weeks, we'll be showing you maybe more queries that show some interesting data based on what's going on in the markets and the time, so that yeah, we can all learn something new. Okay. So that's all from me. Thank you for your time. Does anyone have any questions?
I remember someone was asking today on the support channel for a specific query. I don't know if this person is on the call. Looks like he already left. I saw him in the beginning. And now he's gone. Okay, good.
Okay, we can look at the query later. We can look at the question later and try to see if we can solve it.
Yeah, it was something typically, you know, one of the most popular queries identify specific group, but not exactly group how we define it, different. And see, I think if I understood it. Max Baudish, I think you initially communicated with him. I don't remember what this person wanted. But yeah, if it's he or she is not here, it will be difficult anyway.
Okay. Anyone else? All right. So then we can continue the conversation in Discord. Yeah, over next days and weeks, so we'll be showing you more queries well, maybe also in Discord and in videos, so you can try this too.
We have some questions in the YouTube stream.
Oh, okay. Can you tell me? I'm not.
Oh, the latest one is what abilities would this have compared to the Sen API Pro plan?
Essentially, all the data that is available on Sun API, it is also available on Sanqueries because we use the same database. And maybe even more. But right now, Sanqueries, this is basically a preview. So there are a lot of things we need to improve to make it more reliable. So, and we will add some limits to how much queries you can run. So right now, I would say that this is not production ready. It's something you can use for just exploring and playing with.
Another question is, could you query the top 10,000 BTC addresses?
You mean the current? Okay, let's try. I'll share my screen again. Actually, I think we have a table which contains this data. So, but I'm not sure if it is exposed currently, or if it is not currently exposed, we will expose it in the future. Let's see.
It's currently not exposed, but there should be tables that can give you the top holders each day for every blockchain.
Yeah, I think we only have current balances, so we don't have the top balances right now. Yeah, so sorry, with the current tables we're exposing, I don't think we can do this. But we actually have the data, and we just need to add the table to those which we expose through this tool, which we will be adding more tables in the coming weeks, including tables for DEX trades, for NFT trades, and others. So we have right now this balances table, which contains Bitcoin balances. I can show you what it looks like. Let's take a look at today. And let's just show 10. Okay. So here are some. Here's what it looks like. You can see there's an address, and each record contains the new balance of this address at this time, and the old balance of this address, what it was before, and then what happened, what it changed to. And there's also the Bitcoin transaction ID. Let's check those addresses for which had the biggest change in their balance for today. So we have to order by old balance. Well, let's take a look at the biggest increase. Yeah, so order by balance minus old balance. Okay. So here there is one interesting address which increased its holdings from 2,000 Bitcoin to 10,000 Bitcoin. And there were some other addresses. So that's actually very, very interesting. You see, there is a large number of addresses where each of them, so all those addresses are new, and each of them received, increased their balance by the same amount. So all those addresses most probably belong to the same person, and here we are seeing a very significant move of funds that is happening today. So if you start playing with this data, you can spend a lot of time. Here we can see also, I just changed the formatting to better see the timestamps. Yeah, something interesting is happening. So those changes are happening not at the same time, but over a period of several hours. So I could look at one of those addresses and see what are the transfers for this address. So I can do it like this. So So we're looking for transfers involving, well, actually balance changes of this address that happened today. I think someone is trying to hide some money. So this guy received, or I don't know. So something is happening. So we have to go over deeper. I'm not going to spend some time now. You can try if you like. So you can see this address. It first today it received 6,573 Bitcoin, and 2 hours after that it just sent the Bitcoin to some other place. Yeah. Anyway, so just to go back to the question. Right now, we cannot give you this data, but we have it, and we just have to add the table to those tables which are accessible.
Okay, there are a few more questions.
Mhm.
The question is, can I connect CryptoQuant to API Santiment in one file? I'm not sure what this question means. I guess the person can join our Discord and discuss there.
Yeah.
The next question is, I'm guessing no, but would it be possible to get time series data on staking yield through this?
Yes, yes. That's what I showed. It was a time series data on how much it was staked, actually in dollar terms. But if you want, you can have it in just in it, and you can have it not per month, but you can have it real time. Sure.
Another question is the data real time updated or once a day?
It is not once a day. There are different latencies, so we can check. Let me share my screen, and so you can see again. All right. So BTC balances. Let's take a look. What is the latency? So here the time is in UTC. Actually, I can just do it like this. So now this is the current timestamp minus the maximum timestamp of the datetime field for the Bitcoin balances. Okay, let's try. Yeah, sorry. Okay, let's try again. I think this one is going to be heavier. Oh, it finished. Wow. Yeah, difference is this is in seconds. How many is this? 1,600 seconds, so half an hour maybe. For Ethereum, sorry, 28. Okay, right now for Ethereum, let's check, and I can make it a little bit faster. So where to date DT is equal to today. Oh, that's one of the tables that we have not exposed yet. So, but yeah, we have transfers. Okay, this is 97 seconds. So basically, the latency for Ethereum is a minute and a half right now. I think for Ethereum, the latency is maybe usually it should be around 2 minutes. And for Bitcoin, it is maybe half an hour or maybe 1 hour. in some situations. The reason for this is because we're waiting for several blocks, for several confirmations before we start processing the data. But as soon as those confirmations pass, then we process the data and we put it in the database. Yeah.
I shared an example with how to fetch the top holders. We added some tables while you were talking. It's an example of the top Ethereum holders.
Okay, where did you share?
In the
In the
Discord chat.
I see. All right. Yeah, so you can try it out. Maybe we can also share it in Sanqueries. I will share, so after this talk, I will share some of the queries that I run in the Sanqueries channel so that you can play with them. Any other questions?
About the staking, he wrote, I guess by staking yield, I meant the annualized expected return for staking tokens over time, not the total supply staked.
Right now, what I showed you, the total amount that is staked. Yeah, what is the APY? This is a different question. I have to think a little bit about how to make a query about it. It's more complicated. But in general, yeah, it should be possible to do. Are there other questions?
Yes, I missed some. Let me just see. Would this offer any improved access to staking stats besides Ethereum?
Okay. I can tell you which blockchains we process now. So, but I'm not familiar with all the staking. I guess in general the answer is yes, but not so clear. So it's not so easy to show right now. But we expose all the raw Ethereum events, and based on them, it is possible to study DeFi projects on Ethereum which do staking. So yeah, I mean, basically all the research that we do it on top of this database, and we can definitely do that. For other blockchains, I don't know. So we have we're adding support to some L2 blockchains like Optimism, Polygon, Avalanche. So those are blockchains which use EVM. But yeah, I guess in general the answer is yes, but we have to get into details to give us anything more specific. So and okay, I see one question from Ivan in the chat. So is there a way to see who is selling these days? I can't understand why anyone will be selling at this point. I hope it drops, but don't see who's left in this space. You can see in general funds which are moving to exchanges, but that is not necessarily, that doesn't necessarily tell you who is selling. I think that right now the biggest thing which influences the markets is that the general sentiment overall for all financial markets, so including stocks and Bitcoin and Ethereum. So basically, if stocks and Bitcoin go down, then probably Ethereum is also going to go down, and it doesn't matter that the merge is coming. Basically, those are things that are happening on the on the whole market due to some I guess the American government has a lot of influence, so the Federal Reserve, and with their changing the interest rates and all the things that they say and all the maybe I don't know inflation data coming and unemployment and so on and so forth, and basically the whole market is affected, not just crypto. So yeah, but this is our the topic of this call.
And
Maybe
regarding
can-
who is selling, maybe the labels can be used here. Combining labels and transfers, we can see if a given transfer is made by a whale or exchange or some other that we have labeled somehow.
Yeah, so we have a lot of things that we haven't shown to you. For example, we are collecting labels of addresses, so we know a lot of addresses which are exchanges. We have some other labels or addresses which are miners, and we have other labels too, but yeah, I cannot show you everything, and some of those things are still a little bit work in progress. So maybe in future calls, we can show a little bit about labels and how to track groups of addresses and what's their behavior. So in the era of multi-chains, one token supports multiple chain activities. How can I use these functions better? We track tokens on multiple chains, for example, USDT, USDC. We have them on, I don't know, I think Binance Smart Chain and Polygon and Ethereum. So we have the raw data, although not all tables are public right now, but we can add them to the set of public tables. So yeah, we have the raw data for the transfers, and you can do with it whatever you like. So we don't know all the questions that you guys might have, and that's why we're giving you access to the raw data so that maybe you can try to find answers yourself. But yeah, so the basic data will be available. Yeah, it would be interesting to see what insights you can discover from it. Okay, so are there any other questions on YouTube? I guess no. So, okay, in that case, we can wrap it up. Thank you for your time. Go try Sanqueries and tell us what you think. Thanks. Bye-bye.